I've been watching you, and you watching me.
How's it going, everybody? Today I'm finally going to be reviewing The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. It is the culmination of everything that has been brewing. The fight against the Capitol gets done right here in Mockingjay Part 2. Going into this movie, I had not read the books. I was in for it. I found out maybe one or two spoilers. One spoiler, predicted another one along the way. But I was still looking forward to it. And I was very disappointed. Now, my disappointment is not necessarily with the movie. I will say that first and foremost. There's a couple things I would have done and liked better, but it's mainly to do with just the story of it all. And that's not the script's fault, it's the books. It really is. I was expecting a certain thing, I was expecting certain things to happen, and they didn't necessarily happen, and it just left me frustrated for the latter part of the movie, and I was just like, I wish this went a different way. Again, I can't give away spoilers, but I know a lot of people say this is the worst book of the three. My favorite movie-wise is Catching Fire. I think it's great. We had the great setup. I enjoyed Mockingjay for what it was. It was a setup. But for that setup also, it left me hanging a little bit because it was a little bit slower than all the other ones. It was slower. And I expected, okay, that was slower, so we're going to get the payoff in this movie, and I don't think it delivered because there's a lot of slow moments, especially the first half an hour. It's very slow, and I feel like it's like, wrap it up, like, let's get to it, let's get to this, and I think they could have done that a lot better. This is one of those movies that I don't think, after seeing them, doesn't need to be two movies. I think they could have either made one longer movie or condensed this down and made it less slow and just got out all the filler. I think it would have worked a lot more, and it would have actually worked a lot more for a couple other moments that happen in this movie where there's some big things that happen. And because Mockingjay Part 1 was so long ago, it was like a year ago, I hadn't watched it in maybe like 6 months, it wasn't like fresh in my mind, that a lot of some of the big things that happened didn't have that big of an impact. They glossed over these big moments, I think because it's meant to be viewed as one. Mockingjay Part 1 is meant to go with Mockingjay Part 2. They are one book, after all. I think it would have benefited from being one movie. With that said, and all those negatives out of the way, I will talk about some of the things I did like. There's a great sequence that happens in the sewers of Panem, and it was probably my favorite scene of the movie. There's some other great suspenseful moments as well along the way, and all those action/thrilling events were great. I really enjoyed them. I also really liked the relationship as you get to see kind of how it unfolds after Mockingjay Part 1 left you hanging and Peeta chokes out on Katniss. So I love seeing Katniss and Peeta interact and how his mental disorder, if you want to call it that, gets dealt with. I really enjoyed that relationship. But again, some of the negatives just bugged me. I know I'm harping on this movie quite a bit, but I did still enjoy it. It was a culmination. It was wrapping up this entire trilogy, or quadrilogy, if you want to call it that now, because it's 4 of them. So I did like the movie in that sense. We got closure on this story, and for what it's worth, I did enjoy that part of it. But like I said, most of my complaints are story parts, which is the book, so I can't really fault the movie on that. So with that said, I'll give my scores now. I'm going to give it a movie rating of 7 out of 10. Because of just the glossing over of a couple big things and the slowness in parts, the pacing was a little bit off. For that, I would give it a 7 out of 10. My enjoyment, unfortunately, is just a bit lower because, again, it was just the story parts. I think if I watch this now a second time, I might enjoy it more because I know what's going to happen now. But with that said, I give Mockingjay Part 2 an enjoyment rating of 6 out of 10. Again, some of the pros did outweigh some of those cons because there's a couple things, like I said, things I'll gloss over, but it comes back around near the end, and I'm like, okay, fine, that redeems itself a little bit. But and at the moment, it just bugged me. I still would recommend checking this movie out if you, of course, I assume if you're going to watch this movie, if you've watched all the other ones, you're going to watch this one because you need to see it finish up. At least that's how I am with things. But yeah, I would recommend it. Just, I don't know, keep your expectations, don't have them sky high, basically, is what I'll say to you. So that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think of the Hunger Games series as a whole. and what you thought of this movie. If you have seen it or if you're looking forward to it, let me know those thoughts as well. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos each and every week. That is it, and I will talk to you all later.